It's the National Football League on EA Sports, where we'll see this team's leader at quarterback. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. Great game in store for y'all. And it comes your way next on Madden Football.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you take a look at our home side as we enter play here. And they've lost 3 straight here, and it goes without saying, I guess, they could certainly use a win.
And how do they get a win? Because they've lost 3 straight, I think it's paramount that they get a fast, clean start to this game.
On the other side of the field for our visitors here, they come off a disappointment last time out that put an end to their modest 3-game win streak. Get strapped in. It's just about time to get the party started. And off we go on EA Sports. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And led out by their veteran quarterback. He's been around a while. They don't celebrate birthdays for him. They just cut him up, see how many rings he's got around the middle. He has been in the league a long time.
And last week's loss came despite a clean game on his end, throwing the ball with 2 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. His job this week is simple. Do it again. Continue to avoid turnovers and hope that what sunk them last week resolves itself this time around.
And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. 2nd and 10.
It's 2nd down and 10.
Back to throw. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 11 yards there, first down. He'll look to throw. A quick throw there is incomplete. Well, these two teams hooking up for the 2nd time this year. They first met back in October, week 7. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. Now that's to the left sideline and incomplete. We can look at this defense. They've shown the ability to play tough against the pass, currently ranked number 9 in the NFL.
This secondary has really developed into one of the strengths of this team. They diagnose, they cover, they run, they hit. What a nice team.
And they stop him up short of the first down as they get him at about the 43. It's a gain of 6, but not enough, as he'll be forced to punt on their first drive of the game. And on now is the punter. As the first drive of the game stalls out, he's on to punt. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And they will take over 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And leading them out, their signal caller, now in his 4th season in the NFL.
And for how good he is throwing the ball, it's his running that makes him so dangerous. He had a couple of touchdowns on the ground in last week's game, so we'll see what they dial up for him for this one.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for 2nd down. Back to throw here. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Only able to gain a couple there. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12. Let's see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. And he knocks the ball away and it falls incomplete.
That's a really nice job there by the coverage, understanding that they're in a high-stakes situation. If he doesn't make a play on that ball, there's an excellent chance it ends up either as a touchdown or as a nice gain downfield.
And he punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The home team's offense, led by their wide receiver, headed out for their 2nd possession. And he's right up there amongst the league's best when it comes to racking up receiving yards this season. Currently ranked in the top 5 as things stand here. Looking middle, and that's complete. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. The numbers for him from a week ago: 5 catches, 96 yards, and a touchdown.
And that put him over 1,000 yards for the season. And the benchmark for running backs, 1,000 yards. The same for receivers. When you have that kind of a year, you've had a monster one.
2nd and 4. Over the middle, it's complete. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
He'll get this complete to the rookie first-round pick.
And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. That's good for 28 yards.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
From the 8, they've got it 1st and goal. They'll look to throw again. And it's caught. Down at the 2. Broke through first contact, but ultimately stopped shy of the goal line. That's good for a gain of 6, 2nd and goal. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw.
Toward the pylon, but it's incomplete.
Boy, that was lockdown coverage there. He's scanning for someone to come open. But that was great work to blanket everyone. And in the end, he's just got to throw it away.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. And that is incomplete. You can already start to hear this crowd. They're saying, go for it.
Yeah, have we ever been at a game where you've heard the crowd go, field goal, field goal?
No, I have not. That's a good point.
Yeah, they always want to go for it, and I think they've got the right idea right now. The way they've moved the ball in this drive, I wouldn't stop that momentum. Go get it.
They try to throw on 4th and goal from the 2, and the ball will go over on the goal line stand. So a 3rd straight pass attempt after they ran it on 1st down. 3rd straight incompletion. Now they're forced to give the ball up.
They must have felt like they just couldn't get it done on the ground. You know, something in what they saw in the defense or how they felt about their offensive line, it just told them throw the football and end up with 3 straight incompletions, turn the ball over on downs, give a big check mark to the defense on that one.
And he'll get it up to the 12-yard line here. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 13 carries, 81 yards.
And simply put, partner, we're witnessing one of the best offensive players in the league so far this season. What he's been doing has him 2nd in rushing across the NFL, and the top spot is clearly in sight. He's confident. His blockers are confident. He's having a heck of a year.
And brought down, but not before reaching the 25. A gain of 13. It's a 1st down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. They'll come up now, 3rd and 3. They'll drop to throw. Dancing to his left. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
So they bring out their punter as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. So possession goes over here on the punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. As we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10.
When you look at this defense,
And they've shown the ability to play tough against the pass, currently ranked number 9 in the NFL.
And since this is such a good unit of covering passes downfield.
In trouble, and he's taken down. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
And they'll send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. .42 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field.
We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
2nd down and 8.
They're going to look to throw. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'm guaranteed he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
Oh, he had a man open. He overshot him. It's incomplete.
Looked like they were set up defensively in a zone coverage, but somehow they found a seam because that receiver all alone. By rights, that should have been a touchdown, but somehow this ball's overthrown.
A 40-yard punt, give him 3 on the return.
This offense back out and set to go for their next drive.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out. Well, after incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, it certainly seems like a reflection of what we've seen so far in this game. The defense, quicker to the punch so far. Let's see if they can get something going here on 3rd down.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That's a 1st down with a cherry on top, 31 yards.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 41-yard line.
We're scoreless after 1. Second quarter now, and it's our home team with possession as they've got it with a 2nd and 4 coming up. Back to throw again. Throwing middle, and it's complete. It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another 1st down. He'll look to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it's second down.
Second and 5 at the 31-yard line.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that will bring up 3rd and 1.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. And unable to connect. If he had caught it, it would have been a first down. Instead, it's 4th.
And based on my math, they've only converted 1 time thus far in this game, so you can see the frustration starting to come out a little bit. 3rd downs, they've been a problem for them all game. They've got to start becoming solutions.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The visitors' offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And he continues to be a nuisance for opposing defenses that are tasked with trying to slow him down. He's currently 2nd in the NFL in rushing.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better, got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those 2 elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
And this offense on 3rd down today, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 10. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down.
So he turned to a trusted, familiar face in that 3rd down situation. It paid off.
Yeah, you go to your veteran receiver in that spot, so you can't underestimate him when he's on the field defensively. Make sure you know where he is because he understands how to get open in key situations.
5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
3rd down and 6.
They'll look to throw. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. And the defense coming through on 3rd down. A loss of 7 to bring up 4th. And they bring their punter out there now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field.
And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's 2nd down. Looking to throw. And his throw is incomplete.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up.
Can't get away, and he's taken down. And now that brings up 4th down there, a loss of 6 yards on the sack.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
Returnable here for Davis. They'll score that a 36-yard punt. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. On 1st down, they'll run it on the draw play. Credited with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
It's interesting going into this game. There was so much talk from both sides about who would control the line of scrimmage. I think we've seen who has it in this one so far.
Well, they've bottled him up. He's barely averaging over 3 yards a carry right now.
That was not a real confident throw right there, and he's just 2 of 7 to start the game. Now he's going to have to find a groove with a big 3rd down coming up. Let's see if his confidence can increase.
And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the 1st down.
Hands it off out of the gun.
And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Defensively, he has been a presence in their backfield in the 1st half. Had a sack earlier, and now he comes up with a big tackle for a loss.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. They'll set up to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. A really nice gain of 25 yards. He'll drop to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Oh, they were so close. That close to their first points of the game. Just needed to hang on just a second longer, but he couldn't complete the process of the catch through the jostling from the defender.
And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. Calling no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal.
They'll look to throw here. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
That's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
And his kick is good. And that will tie us at 3-3. A good drive gets him inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. As we eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the 1st half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a 1st down. 2nd quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete.
They'll come up 2nd and 7.
They'll set up a throw. Steps away to his left. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
3rd and 3.
Now back to throw.
He's got his target. That's complete.
Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They'll look to throw now on 1st down.
And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
And he comes back with one complete. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete.
4 yards to go on 2nd down from the 7.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And he'll just get rid of it.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through, and they will take the lead here in this battle of field goals at 6-3. So we're trading first half field goals. No breakthrough on the touchdown front. We've got a 6-3 game.
Yeah, and I know so many people look at a game through offensive eyes, right? They want to see how the game's played that way. You know how I'm going to view it, right? The defenses, to me, have responded well in this game. Like what I'm seeing from them, both of them hoping to keep it to field goals and not give up big touchdowns.
So if you like field goals, this is your game. 6-3, 3 field goals at the break.
This one's been as good as advertised. Just a field goal separating these two teams. This was a very level first half, and I'd expect to see more of the same after the break.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. This offense ready to go to begin this 3rd quarter. And they're on the losing end of things here. What do they need to do if they're going to turn things around, CD?
Partner, it's awfully close to being a must drive here, I think, for them, because I think a touchdown here in this opening drive is something they absolutely have to have. They only managed 3 points in the first half. They know that's not going to get it done. So without adding pressure to them, they already know the stakes. They need a touchdown here to get things started.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground.
And he'll get about 3 up close to the 35.
I think if we put together a job description for a middle linebacker, we would start with being able to hold down things in the middle of the line of scrimmage and be able to take on blockers. But how about the guys who can go sideline to sideline and make plays?
We love a guy that can do that. We saw a perfect example of it right there.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he had it going in the first half, that's for sure. He's really had his way with his secondary. They've been powerless to stop him, and he'll look to keep it rolling right here. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They go play action here on first down. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and that'll make it second down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
And the throw there going to be incomplete.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple of big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Fair catch called. It's taken in right at the 20-yard line. It's just a 32-yard punt with no return. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
And they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the 3rd quarter. All they have so far, the field goal. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves them with 3rd and 5. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Back to throw. That is caught. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down, and I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a 1st down.
Back to throw now on 1st down. And this is incomplete. Well, the passing windows are just not there, and that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. 2 1st downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. They're going to look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. From the 34-yard line, here's 2nd down and 2. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And it's caught. Touchdown. A great play there. His 6th touchdown of the season as they have taken the lead. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle 3rd of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
Extra point attempt here still to come. And he's got it as the lead is now 10-6. So that drive, 80 yards, 9 plays. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Quick slant there, gets him the first down, 6 yards on the play.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
From the gun, he'll hand this off.
And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
They'll drop to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. 7 catches for him now, and this last one, a first down.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Back to throw here. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Calling a gain of 6 on the play, and that will bring up 2nd down.
And they'll run on the inside handoff.
And a little spin cycle, room to run now.
And some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone.
That good for 19 and a first down.
Well, they've certainly been successful throwing it around in this game. That's allowed them to move the ball on offense. But I've got to tell you, to watch them run the football and successfully, I'm not taking sides. But to see the ball in a running back's hands, oh, that's football for me.
He'll look to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he will take it in for the touchdown. From 21 yards away, as his guys are able to regain the lead. Well, they had their chances in the first half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come away with 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they were doing by getting a touchdown, because the field goals means they got in range but couldn't quite finish it off. This time, they broke through, and that's great for the old confidence.
On the sideline, difference of a feeling between 3 and 6, is it astronomical or no?
It can be at times, that's for sure. A lot of times the field goal feels like a disappointment. The touchdown, well, that tells you you're getting it done.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Well, that'll be incomplete. Boy, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. We're off to the 4th quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. Throwing the out route, incomplete. That's Peters. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
He finds his man, complete. That's Peters. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Another first down as he went right back to the same well, this time for 17 yards.
Here's a handoff out of the gun.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently.
And a first down.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line.
Now a 2nd and 10.
He'll look to throw. Throw left side, complete. That's Peters. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Down this close to the goal line, first down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on 1st down in this situation because 2nd down, that gives me an option of running play action.
And it's caught. Touchdown. A great effort there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And his guys have taken the lead here in the 4th.
Plenty of scoring here of late, and our lead changes hands now in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, they just gave up a touchdown the other end, so they knew that with time getting short, they had to put something together here, and they were able to do so and retake the lead right back.
Point after, right down the middle. And that will make this a 4-point game. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the 4th quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one.
They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
Well, this offense hasn't been at their best here. They've made some mistakes. They've been frustrated. They've been largely shut down. But then you look up and say, wait a second, this is a one-score game. So they're still very much in this, and they're on the move here with a 1st down.
Give them 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground.
And he'll get maybe a couple, if that, up to the 46.
It's a gain of 2. Brings up 3rd and 5.
The offense on 3rd down, they've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This will be 3rd and 5. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches.
And less than a yard.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Over the middle, it's complete. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be second down.
Brings up second and 5 at the 39-yard line.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
And this one nearly intercepted. Boy, that would have been a great time for their first pick. But instead, it's third down.
They'll look to throw again. And incomplete here to bring up fourth down as the rookie couldn't haul it in.
I wonder, Brandon, I just wonder, you think maybe he was worried about where he was on the field? Was he far enough? Was he close enough to the first down sticks?
Absolutely. He was right there by him, and I think he was thinking first down before he caught that football.
Yeah, got to catch it first, because if you don't catch it, there's no chance of picking up a first down.
The visitors' offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Right now clinging to a one-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first down. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
A gain of 3, second down.
And they'll try to run the option here.
And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And his defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. They'll call this a 41-yard punt, 7 on the return. And we have reached the 2-minute warning.
The home team's offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. This is 1st and 10. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes. And he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Eluding the pressure right. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. This defense, they just continue to feast. 5 sacks now as a unit. It's been quite an afternoon getting to the quarterback.
And we're seeing it come from a variety of places as well. Sometimes just the guys up front and getting to him. Other times you add extra guys rushing the quarterback, twists and stunts. It's been a variety, and they've had no way of blocking them.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
With that incompletion, reality is staring them right in the face. This entire game is down to the next snap.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the ball will go over on downs on the short side of the field. So that's the second time this game they've given it up on fourth down. They're now 1 for 3 on fourth down conversion tries.
But they must feel good about what they're doing, right? They continue to go for it on fourth down. Give the defense a lot of credit, though. They've stopped them 2 out of 3 times. Usually, you have fourth down plays that you have dialed up and ready to go and you think are going to be successful. Not so far in this game.
And they take a knee. Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee. And on now is the punter. He'll boot it away from about his 35. And this is a beauty as that ball's going to angle out at the 6-yard line.
What a game we were treated to in this one. And on that final play, they had a chance. They had the ball just beyond midfield for one final shot, but couldn't get it done, and they suffered the loss.
Yeah, and you mentioned how they had a chance on that final play, and getting it to midfield gave them that opportunity, hoping they could find their way to the end zone and make that miracle happen. A really good ending to an entertaining contest, though.
So for our visitors, they get back to 500 now as the win moves them to 7-7. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the home team here, they've plummeted now to 3-11. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week.